Alright you guys, so today's episode we're going to be talking about my go-to 35mm point and shoot film camera. And for those of you guys who are avid viewers of this channel, the answer to this has been changed. You know, this is something different, and I want to talk to you guys today about why I think personally it is one of the best 35mm film point and shoot cameras you can buy today. Now today's episode is brought to you guys by Squarespace, and we're going to talk a little bit more about them later on in this episode. But for now, let's go ahead and jump into my new go-to favorite 35mm point and shoot. Alright, so for a very long time, I always mentioned on this channel that my favorite point and shoot film camera was the Olympus XA. This beast right here of a camera. Now, if you guys have never seen the Olympus XA, this is what it looks like right here. It's small, it's pocketable, but the main caveat to saying that this is a point and shoot is that it's really not a point and shoot, it's a rangefinder camera. And so if I were to categorize the XA now into kind of my own words, I would say that it's my favorite compact rangefinder camera. And I say that now because I realize that just because it's small, it still has a rangefinder system built in, a full rangefinder system that you need to focus yourself. And in my opinion, what a point and shoot is a camera that is going to pretty much autofocus for you and figure out exposure for you. And that's definitely not what the XA does. The XA is a manual focus, aperture priority, small compact rangefinder. And so that led me to start thinking about, you know, what is my favorite automatic film point and shoot? And I kind of narrowed it down, and it was really tough because there were three main ones that I feel like, you know, were my absolute go-to favorite cameras. The first one was the Olympus Stylus, which was a great camera. The second one was the Canon Autoboy, the AF35M Mark II. And the third and final camera, in my opinion, honestly just beat the first two. And that is now my new favorite 35mm point and shoot. That camera, you guys, is the Nikon L35af. This was a camera that I picked up in 2018. I made tons of videos on this. Actually, the L35af video blew up. It's probably one of my most popular videos on this channel. But my dumb self sold the camera. And so probably from the end of 2018 all the way up till now, I never had one in my possession. And so for me to even say that this is a, you know, my new favorite go-to 35mm point and shoot may seem a little bit confusing, and I get that. But I recently thrifted two of them, and I know it's crazy, it's my last thrift episode. And I was able to go around and shoot these cameras, and I absolutely fell back in love with them. This one right here is a little bit of the more modern version. This is the One Touch, and then this one right here is the One Touch as well. The L35s all had different versions, and I don't want to go too much into it, but for the most part, they are all the same. They have a very, very sharp 35mm 2.8 lens. A lot of them as well have very boxy shapes. So if you look at this L35af, very, very rectangular and square. The corners here are slightly rounded, but for the most part, you know, it's kind of like shooting a small brick. And I think the L35af is a good balance between a larger compact camera and a smaller, in a sense that, you know, it's still a larger camera that you can hold with two hands if you want it to, but it's also still small enough to be able to slip into a backpack, into a jacket pocket, into a purse, you know, anything that you want, you know, to put the camera in. Now, a couple of great features of this camera is that they all pretty much have built-in flashes. Some of them are going to come up by themselves when you need a flash because there's a meter inside. This one surely does that, whereas the newer version of the L35af, that flash is kind of built in. It's stuck there, and it'll fire if it needs to. Also, before I get to mention, all L35afs have really, really fast autofocus. In some of the newer models, the autofocus is silent, but on some of the older ones, for example, like this one here with the nice kind of bigger and textured grip, you can hear the autofocus, and on the very bottom in the viewfinder, you can actually see, you know, where your focus is based off of like a little Nikon It's very Nikon, let me just say that. There's like a little scale on the bottom that has these different icons, and then this little kind of marker will tell you where your camera is focused to. But let me give you guys a quick little listen at how fast this autofocus is, as well as, you know, kind of the sound it makes to confirm. If you guys can hear that, that is the autofocus, and it's honestly really dope, especially because you get to see it lock on the bottom of the viewfinder. Now, before we talk about some of the other features, as well as some of the cons of this camera and maybe some alternatives, I want to give a huge thank you and shout out to our sponsor for this episode, the good folks over at Squarespace. Squarespace is your all-in-one platform to build a beautiful online presence and run your business. Now, ask any photographer out there, one of the best ways to show off your work is through your own dedicated portfolio. And if you're still using Instagram as a way to show off your work to clients in 2021, let this be your signal to start your own website. Now, Squarespace has a bunch of different tools that you can utilize to get your website up and running in minutes, from award-winning templates as well as different pages for e-commerce shops, blogs, as well as my favorite thing, the portfolio. You even have the option to create your own personalized domain. And so if you want a unique domain that anybody can find you at, head over to squarespace.com/KingJapes and enter promo code KingJapes at checkout, and you guys can get 10% off of your first purchase of a domain or a website. Huge thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring this episode. But let's jump right back into the L35af. All right, so we left off with the autofocus of the lens. Now, one thing that I do want to mention is that the L35s don't always have the most pleasant sounding shutter. If sound is an issue for you, especially if you're doing something like street photography and you don't want your camera to be too loud, you might want to reconsider your camera choice, because this thing has a very clanky? What's the word for it? I don't know what the word for it is, but just listen to this shutter. I told you guys, it's not the most attractive thing. Let's have a listen at the other one right here. So this is the newer One Touch, the newer L35. Definitely a lot louder, holy moly. So the older L35af is definitely a lot quieter than this one right here. This one's very loud, but overall very similar kind of sound. Now, if you're interested in picking up an L35af, I highly recommend that you do the research and you figure out which one you want, because every variation in between of, you know, the different versions have, you know, different features. For example, on like the newer one, there is a macro mode, so you can get actually pretty close to your subjects and make really sharp photographs. Whereas on this one right here, the One Touch zoom, the older kind of one with the grip here, does not have a macro mode. At least I don't think it does. Each of the different versions have different batteries. So I personally love this one right here. This is kind of like the older one because it takes 2 AA batteries. AA batteries can be found anywhere, and it's honestly so quick and so easy. You pop them in through the bottom right here, and then yeah, you're ready to go and shoot. So if you ever run out of a battery, you're not going around looking for a ridiculously, you know, kind of uncommon battery. Whereas with the newer version, which is the later version, I should say, not new, because these are old cameras still, this version actually takes a very weird battery, and you know, the bottom as well actually has to come off in a weird way. And I can't remember off the top of my head what it was called, but I had to go to a specialized battery shop just to pick up batteries for this camera. And so, you know, do the research, figure out which one has the you know, features and, you know, the batteries that you want, and then go for that one. From my experience, the L35afs, and you know, part of the reason why I love them so much, these last a very long time. As a matter of fact, every L35af that I found has never been dead. This one came kind of close, but just to put it into perspective, every kind of Canon Sure Shot Supreme I've had, at least 4 out of 5 have either failed or had issues. And so, you know, there were only a handful of them that I found that were actually in good working condition. And that's the Canon Sure Shot, or the Sure Shot Supreme, the AF35M. Those cameras, which kind of are direct competitors to the L35afs, at least for me, have the reputation of not being as durable. But what can you expect, man? These are plastic cameras. They definitely have weight to them. They have really sharp 35mm 2.8 lenses. These cameras are great for any type of concert photography, any type of party, club, outdoor, nature, street photography. You know, this camera can do it all. And if you guys can find one for a good deal that works and has all of the right features that you need, I think that it can definitely be your go-to film camera as well. But yeah, you guys, that about wraps up my episode for today. This one is the new go-to 35mm point and shoot. The XA is still a camera that I'm always going to shoot, but I think from now on I won't consider it too much as a point and shoot because, as it's been brought to my attention a million times, it is a rangefinder camera. So the One Touch L35af is going to take its spot. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. If you guys have any comments, questions, concerns about this camera, or maybe even, you know, video suggestions based around these two, leave those in the comment section below. But that's gonna be it for me. I'll see you guys in the next one. As always, Minolta Gang.
This black one here with the...
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Oh my god, you guys, check this out. Nikon One Touch L35af right here. Well, it's the same thing as the L35af. Got the Burger King initials. This is a great find, man. First find of the day right here for 20 bucks. You gotta be kidding me. Oh man, I cannot believe that. I've actually been looking for an L35af for such a long time. If you guys seen the last thrifting video that I did, this was one of the cameras that I wanted to freaking find, and we found one today. First one right here. We're definitely gonna scoop this up right here. Oh man, let's see what else they got down here before we pick this up. What a way to start the day, guys. I am so freaking juiced right now. All right, let's go.
Do you like it? Oh,